Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Red EDC. Well, we've got another one of those knives that just comes in at, that really, really nice looking colorway. We've seen a couple others recently, but this, of course, is the Concept Cassowary. Now, Concept very generously sent this one out to check out. Thank you very much for that. But man, this colorway just really, really speaks to me. Now, this one has got a little bit more of like a black wash than a full black, you know, scales on it, but it's that black, it's that bronzish, goldish. I really, really like the way that looks. Now, obviously, you can see you've got some pretty good sized speed holes in the titanium handle, but on this one, doesn't really, it doesn't detract, doesn't overly add for me, but it's just one of the designs. And there are several models of the Cassowary out there. That's one thing that Concept seems to do, is give you plenty of options when it comes to their knife models. Now, you've got a nice lanyard slot there. You got a titanium backspacer, titanium clip. It's not deep carry. It is right hand tip up only. But everything chamfered off very nicely. Fit and finish is done very well. The centering is on point. Absolutely fit and finish overall looks very good. And I do like that finish. I do like that black washed finish on it. I think that just kind of, I don't know, it just looks good. Looks good. So, you've got a single method of deployment, the flipper tab, and it is tuned very well for that flipper tab. The detent is pretty much on point. Yeah, definitely it's got a nice snap to it. Now, you've got a black washed S35 VN blade. There you go, S35 VN right there. And of course, you've got the Coke Tools collaboration, very good. And then of course it says Cassowary. But this is a collaboration with Coke as well, so I'm really digging this design. I do like this a lot. I do have another model of the Cassowary that I will show you here in a minute, but let's get some specs out of the way. Let's do that. So overall, you're looking at almost a 6 3/4 inch knife. It's a little shy, but it's almost there. So you've got about a 3 3/4 inch handle, which is going to give you, pretty close to that 3-inch blade. Again, just a little shy, probably 2 7/8. Now your cutting edge is going to be more about 2 3/4, and your grip length about 3 1/4. Look at that. So it's kind of easy to see why I like this knife so much. That 3 1/4 to 3 1/2 is my perfect grip range. It just melts into my hand, and I really, really enjoy that quite a bit. So, let's get some size comparisons out of the way. Let's do that. Like I said, I do have another Cassowary here. That was a very, very generous gift from Concept at one of the blade shows. I believe it was Texas, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously the bug out, still a little bit larger knife than the Cassowary. And obviously if the bug out's bigger, the PM2 is definitely going to be bigger as well. So first off, well, let's just show it to you. This is a very, very beautiful addition. That lightning ano. You've still got kind of the black washed on the bolster there. Damascus blade going on. I'll give you a nice quick look at that. Very, very nice looking knife. You got the titanium, black on the titanium pocket clip. But beautiful, beautiful knife for sure. And again, thank you so much to the folks over there at Concept for give me such a really nice looking knife. But we'll do, that'll get laid out there again. All right, now let's do a weight. Let's see here. So 3.4, there you go. Great length, great weight. 96. It just pretty much checks almost every box for me, really. Goes into the pocket clip pretty nicely. You do have a little bit peeking out because it's not a deep carry clip. Retention is pretty good. Maybe could be just a little bit more stiff, but not worried about anything. But again, fit and finish, on point. We've talked about it. It's very, very well done. My big point, ergonomics. Now that clip is a little bit wide. Now I can feel it a little bit. Not even remotely going to call it a hot spot. It doesn't bother me. You guys know I get grumpy about clips sometimes. Not really an issue. I can probably feel it a little bit more than I would like to, but it's not a hot spot. It doesn't detract from me carrying the knife at all. Now, choking up, probably not going to happen, because even though, yeah, that choil is just it's not big enough for me. So I'm if I do this, and even if I'm like pulling back on the flipper tab, you know, sort of triggering it, like I say, my finger, as you can see, it's still on the heel of that blade. So no, not really a choke up option. Solid as solid can be. Very, very nicely done. And yeah. Action, detent, solid, drops. Yes, it does. 100%. Now, I'm glad I have this other Cassowary here, because this one is pretty much on point for me. Now, I will say, this model, again, now the detent's a little bit lighter on this one. Just a hair. Just a hair. I think the detent is better on this Cassowary than it is on the Damascus. The bolster lock, if you will, is a little bit more stiff, for sure, on the Damascus model. I really kind of prefer, overall, I kind of prefer the action and the actuation of the frame lock on this one. And that may be the difference between the frame lock and the bolster lock. The bolster locks might be a little tighter. It's not bad. It's just a little bit more stiff. A little bit more stiff on this one. So check it out. The access to that bolster lock is, I mean, I don't have to dig my finger in there, anything. But then again, with that bolster lock, you have that scale there, where this one, yeah. Just overall, I think the actuation and the action on the non-Damascus regular titanium is just a little bit better than it is on this one. Just a little bit. Not a major, not a huge departure, just slightly. Slightly. Now, I did say there's several versions of the Cassowary. And being so, they run a little bit different in price range. You're going to get what I would say your base model, if you will. You know, the titanium, the S35BN. Those are running right about $150. You know, your more premium models are running closer to $200. I believe it is, yeah, right around $200. I think they're $199 something. So, a little bit, obviously, a little bit difference in price range, because there's a little bit difference in what goes into them. I don't know. What do you guys... Here's an interesting question. Well, might not be interesting to you. It's interesting to me. But do you guys like the lightning anode? Do you like that look on titanium? That would be a cool, kind of a good question for this video. Let me know down in the comments. Do you guys like lightning anode? Are you more like the plain Jane? You know, they both, I really, really like the look of this. I really like the look of this colorway. That dark, you know, black wash with the bronze and gold. I know I've said it 100 times, but it really, really looks very good to me. So, love to hear what you guys think. Like I said, you're looking at basically 150 for the base-ish model, and then closer to 200 for the more dressed up models. So, thank you guys so very much for stopping by and checking out the Cassowary with me today. Again, really, really appreciate Concept sending this one out to check out, and for this wonderful, wonderful gift. I actually have a kind of a matching set, the Fenrir and the Cassowary, so that's kind of cool. So, but hey, this one, they sent it out. It'll be given away here sometime on the channel. Might go into a channel members only. I don't know. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do it, but it'll get given away at some point. So, like many others do. But thanks a lot, guys. Always appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Till next time, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.